Hi, I'm Vikesh. I work at a place called Amplify. They're an experiential agency based in Old Street, just down the road, so walking distance. Today I'm going to talk about collaboration. The title of today is about collaboration is king, so talking on some sort of personal front in terms of how I collaborated in the past with clients, but also setting a spotlight in terms of where collaboration is now and the interesting collaborations that happen with brands and people and where it's going, and hopefully leaving some sort of summary at the end where people can sort of either agree with it or disagree with it or throw something at me.
Hello, I'm Vikesh. This is my second public speaking, so be gentle with me. The last one was my wedding last September, and I absolutely fucked that one right up. As in, not the wedding, not the marriage. She's still here. The speech, it was an absolute shambles. So bear with me. If I start getting a bit ropey, just go East London, throw a tomato at me or something. All right, let's go. Okay, I'd say probably the best collaboration of 1981 was Mr. and Mrs. Bat getting together, doing their thing, and out came Mr. Yorney over there. So yeah, I just wanted to touch on that. Funny story though is I just actually phoned my mum up a minute ago and I said, "Oh, Mum," and with Asian parents you do group conversations. You don't do single conversations. It's always like mum and dad or. So I said, "Mum, I'm doing a talk to a bunch of creative people in the industry." And she was like, "What?" And she didn't really get it. She didn't really know what I was doing. And it took a sort of a few explanations later. And then she leant over to my dad. You can see her just like lying, like either on the sofa or watching TV. I don't know what she's doing. She leant over to my dad and she's like, "He's talking to people that draw." So yeah, you guys are the yeah. So anyway, I thought I'd just drop that in there. And that's diversity for you, I guess. Right, so let's get on to it. The C word, not that C word, the other C word. I looked in the dictionary, found out what it was. It's this. So yeah, I'm not going to read it out for you, but yeah, that's what the dictionary says the C word is. So hopefully I can unpack it in terms of my experience, what I've been up to over the last 13 years, as Nick highlighted. Thanks, Nick, for making me feel so ruddy old. Okay, cool. So that's a dictionary term. I thought what would be really good to start off collaboration is king by actually talking about, well, the king of pop, naturally, right? Right, you get the idea, right? Does a night in Shoreditch. So that was Beat It. You've all heard it. It's famous. The brainchild of Mr. Quincy Jones, Michael Jackson. But that guitar riff, right? When it's on, you hear it, you go, "Fuck yeah, I love that. That's wicked. That's just like memorable." Michael Jackson was an R&B star. He had a pool of people. He had fans that absolutely loved his music. He was winning awards. He was famous generally, right? But he wanted more. He wanted to approach making music and approach a wider set of audience by enlisting the talents of this human being, right? Nick, Eddie Van Halen, and just by collaborating with another artist. Opened the doors up. He became ultra rewarded for teaming up and getting a guitar riff and opening up the sort of the audience spectrum, which made him, look at these two, they're very happy. So that's like, I thought I'd do something funny at the start. Thanks for laughing. Let's fucking hell, tough crowd, Jesus. Right, so some examples of collaboration, and shout out if you know it straight away, right? So GoPro, Red Bull, what did that make? My man. It made this thing here, Stratos. Everyone's seen it, right? This guy that fucking launched himself off the corner off the top of the world. Amazing. There he goes. Headspace to the millennials here. Right? So Headspace, massive app, right? Mindfulness, incredible. Everyone's banging on about it. Everyone loves it. Everyone's enjoying it. Virgin Atlantic, 70,000 feet in the air. What did they make? More videos. Correct. They made this guy. They made mindfulness 70,000 feet in the air. So you got a company like Headspace and Richard Branson collaborating and bringing the idea of mindfulness in transit, which is a great idea. Kanye and a bunch of models that look like his wife. Recently, for the launch of Yeezy Season 6, launched for he enlisted or made other women look like his wife for the launch of his trainers. We can talk about that later, but you can kind of see that there's another avenue of collaborating with other notable women. Uber. I didn't want to put this in, but I thought it'd work. So Uber and Spotify. Everyone remembers that partnership when they were at home having those Prosecco's ready to go out, and then they continue their party in the Uber, basically. So that made I couldn't find a UK video. This is kind of like a Euro video, but you kind of get the gist. It's kind of like, yeah, dude, we're having a party at home. We're partying. Yeah, cool, we're partying. Cab's turning up. We'll continue the party in the cab, right? Here he is. Look at this video up. It's brilliant. Here, look at him. Anyway, then you've got L'Oreal and I can't want to pronounce the name, Monroe, who's a transsexual model, and they enlisted her to be a part of this collective of women. And it's an example of something that didn't go well. They dropped her soon after. She was putting up some negative vibes on social that were deemed as sort of inappropriate, and I thought I'd put it in there because it was an example of collaboration gone wrong. They enlisted her a box ticking exercise, I guess, and didn't really do their homework. They kind of didn't sign up to her character. They signed up to her aesthetic, and unfortunately, they parted ways with a lot of ramifications. The L'Oreal brand got tainted, and all that stuff kind of sort of hung off it. So, an example there that a collaboration didn't go too well. So you got all these brands here, and if we're going to sort of think about collaboration holistically, they've all collaborated for different reasons. A shared ethos. The Stratos thing was about sharing both those brands about moving forward. They're propelling forward. They're going into places unknown. So they share an ethos. The Virgin and Headspace, they knew where their boundaries were. Richard Branson could have easily made a mindfulness app, but he didn't. He just enlisted the help of another credible, relevant brand to help him take that to the next step. And a heightened experience. Bar that crap video, you can kind of get the fact that there was like a heightened experience from that collaboration. You're at home, you're drinking your Prosecco, you're about to go out. That synergy of both those brands really helped that user case work. And it's a partnership at the end of the day. Looking at that sort of catastrophe that was that partnership, you've got to kind of, look at that as like, do your homework. There is, I guess, a problem with people not doing their homework, and then things can happen that don't really work out really well. Next one, Kanye and his enlisting those women. Newness. We're not seeing that yet. You know, we're not seeing the fact that you can start to approach collaboration with new channels. You know, right. There is that's a good segue onto this next thing, collaboration 2.0. There is other levels of collaboration going out there, which are really exciting, and I'm excited by them as well. IKEA hackers. This is flipping it. This is sort of saying people now are hacking away at stuff that's out there. You know, it's almost like the brand of me. I'm going to take this brand and I'm going to develop it. I'm going to collaborate with this brand. I think that's just really interesting. I think it's not superpower brands or brands in general. It's people collaborating with brands. I think that's really important. Tom Dixon's doing the same thing. He's taken that idea and he's just blown it up massively. Got all these incredible platforms now that allow people to adapt IKEA furniture. This is a platform that's created, and it's about creating a framework where people can take IKEA furniture and hack it to shit. It's brilliant. And he's taking it on the road. He's going to different universities around, and it's genuinely exciting. You know, the IKEA furniture is really formulaic, and they've played on that, and they've kind of invited people into IKEA to fuck with it. You know, making shit like this. You know, that's mental. You know, yeah. Pipe down. And there's some other interesting ideas. I mean, we've probably seen this dude. He was making. He's called Austin Butt, aka Ass Pizzas, and both brilliant names. Why does he need a pseudonym? But you can kind of see that this guy. He made bootleg T-shirts based on Kanye West's album. Life. What was it called? Sorry, what was it? Life of Pablo. There we go. And he made these bootleg T-shirts and sold them and did really well. And then Kanye saw him and put his stuff in the shop, and that's brilliant. You know, he took something, bootlegged it, and then collaborated with the guy that was trying to rip off, which is brilliant. Right. So I'm a creative director. I work at a place called Amplify. They do stuff like this. So that was Nike and the TFL, which is, what a collaboration. A massive ball ache because the TFL come with red tape galore, but it's for the launch of it was a Nike Lab and Roundel collaboration. So it's taking the underground rave scene to the underground. That was it, right? So it was that was pretty much it. That was a strategy. That was a creative. But it did really well. It was we used the disused Charing Cross line as part of it. That's not been used. They actually shot James Bond there, Spectre, and all that sort of stuff. But it was a really good way to sort of land that. We've got a bunch of influences. We've got this underground trainer, this underground brand. Launch it in the underground. Simple. It did really well. There's all this sort of stats there. People love.
Yeah, definitely. Ready. I'm ready. Push a T, man.
London, y'all ready for Pusha T? I need y'all to make some noise in here. Right now, let's go.
Pusha T. I'm out here in London at the, it looks like a Converse creative compound.
It was a big warehouse which had absolutely nothing in it. Weeks later, it's been transformed into a big skate park. In there's the recording studio where I'll be working. We've got gallery, workshop space where they're going to be making tracks, doing seminars, fashion, art, loads of different things to do with culture in this one space.
We don't really have much where we're from, do you know what I mean? So I feel like that helped us make us more hungry to actually want to succeed in music.
I think it has to be a passion first. You know, you have to just be passionate about the creative process before I think you should even expect to make money off of it or be a business to you.
We did it as a hobby, innit? Songs were just for us when we started. Like, yo, I made a new song, I want it on my phone. To listen to it myself, which is more for our own entertainment.
Main thing for me is like meeting up with the kids to find out what they're doing now. I've got my own small record label, I'm a DJ myself, I'm always playing new music, you know, and it would be good to know what the fresh new talent are bringing into the courses.
Well, I feel like as a youngin', I think it starts with your own creativity. I feel like once you assess the situation and assess the competition, you have to find out how to be different from that.
Follow like your gut instinct, you know, like try not to watch somebody else and just do you.
It's really up to you as a aspiring artist these days to make it. Like you have a hell of a shot.
Once again, man, shout out Converse, Con's project, man. You gotta support this, man. It's about creativity, that's what we're about.
Just to sort of recap, that was a partnership with 5 young London heroes representing different aspects of life: skate, music, art, style, and it sort of tapped into the fact that a brand could partner with not necessarily influencers, just regular people that are doing those incredible things in their specific genres, and it was a real success because it just brought authenticity to. I guess, to Converse, because Converse are a grassroots label. They've always been. We've all probably had a pair or two, and that authenticity in terms of collaboration really, really resonated with the audience. And again, some more stats that you can really absorb in your own leisure. Final thought. So after all that stuff, look for authentic connections that will allow to cross over with audiences. That Converse thing, that Converse example is a prime example of you don't need to be a Spotify or an Uber, you don't need to be a Virgin Atlantic or Headspace, you don't need to be 2 brands. You can collaborate, but you've got to be authentic. Authenticity will make your product sell, it will tap into people's brand of me, and it'll be a very success. Play to your strengths and capabilities, and just to underline that, be honest. Don't think you're strong and then try to... I mean, that's back to the Richard Branson thing. He could have made a mindfulness app, but he didn't. He knew his boundaries, and he made a success by tapping into someone that was also a success. Do your homework. That's like a threat to everyone. Do your homework. Yeah, do your homework. Make sure you do your homework. And make sure you know about all the boundaries, know where your strengths and weaknesses lie. You wouldn't be a creative if it was on the final slide. We've all been there. And I wanted to sort of end on something really good, right? And that is, in a time where we're all kind of, I don't know, a little bit fractured, economy, feeling isolated, all that sort of crap, I think what collaboration does do is it just brings people together. Thank you for listening to me today. Thank you.